Welcome to 5 on 2. Right now, we are following two breaking stories tonight. Just about an hour ago, a judge issued a verdict in a case that we've been following for 4 years. Abby Michaels, accused of intentionally driving the wrong way on I-75, causing a crash that killed a family of 3, was found not guilty on all charges. To the other breaking news that we are following right now, Dayton police just wrapping up a news conference. They released body camera footage of an incident where officers used force on a suspect. Turning to weather now, look at that. It's beautiful now. We've been talking about air quality all week long. Seems to be a beautiful day in the Miami Valley.
Yeah, just looking at it, you wouldn't guess, but the air quality is improving, so we're told. Here's Storm Team 2, Chief Meteorologist Brian Davis with a first check of the forecast. Brian?
Back here in the Miami Valley, a man is charged with murder in connection to a shooting in Dayton Wednesday. Dayton police confirming today that William Hefner is charged with murder, felonious assault, tampering with evidence, improper handling of a firearm, and failure to comply. Police say Hefner shot and killed a man on Center Street, then led officers on a chase through West Dayton and Trotwood. Police caught Hefner on Salem and Denlinger. The man accused of shooting and killing his wife in Kettering now faces several charges. Tavion Glenn faces 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of felonious assault, as well as a firearm specifications. Police say Glenn turned himself into the Montgomery County Jail Tuesday, telling officers there was a domestic incident. His wife, Sierra Still, was found dead in the bathroom of the California Avenue home with several gunshot wounds. Also, a local trial, a bond has been officially set for the Dayton man who charged a police officer with a medieval sword while naked. 34-year-old David Showalter was arraigned yesterday in Montgomery County Common Police Court for felony charges including felonious assault, assaulting a police officer, and obstructing official business. His bond currently set at $100,000. The incident happened May 24th. Showalter was shot by police that day and is currently recovering in the hospital. Coming up, over 3 dozen counts. That's what former President Donald Trump faces for his handling of classified materials. What he faces next in his latest legal battle. The indictment against former President Donald Trump was unsealed just a short time ago. And 5 students headed to prestigious military academies. How their efforts build on an already strong history here. 5 local students from the Dayton area are now headed to prestigious military academies. 3 Montgomery County students, Chase Adams, Worship Akpan, and Owen Russell, were accepted to West Point. Oakwood High School's Jet Williams is accepted to the U.S. Air Force Academy, and Abigail Hammond from Fairborn was accepted into the U.S. Naval Academy, following in her parents' footsteps of serving in the Navy. The 5 gathered to officially receive their offers from Congressman Mike Turner. He shares that it's an honor in his job to celebrate these students.
Each of these students have to go through competitions academically, character, leadership, fitness. Each of these elements are competitions that they have to win nationally.
So West Point, I wanted to serve my country first off. I didn't really know how I wanted to do that though, but I started looking into West Point, and I also knew I wanted to develop my leadership skills, so I thought there was no place better than that.
Congratulations and good luck to all of you. He adds that it's an honor for a community to have this many acceptances, sharing that they add to the rich military history in the Miami Valley. If you're still looking for dinner ideas, here's a story that just might make your mouth water.
For Sales Poultry Days is now underway, but before the festival can open, hours of work goes into prepping their famous chicken dinner. 2 News reporter Allison Gens takes us behind the scenes to show what goes into pulling off Poultry Days.
And if you're waiting to stop by this weekend, Poultry Days is underway right now. It goes until 11:30 tonight. And medical costs can be taxing for many Ohioans. How a House bill would assist with co-pays. Next Monday, on Memorial Day, Americans will remember and honor the military members who sacrificed their lives while serving our country. It's the one day a year that we stop and pay our respects. One day. However, for some families, every day is Memorial Day. And as Kettering residents Jim and Leslie Gross told me, the price their son and all fallen military members paid is a national debt that we can never repay.
We had several names for him. We used to call him Smiley.
James Groves II says James III had the perfect smile, just like the ceramics laying around his grandparents' house. He also had an adventurous spirit that would take him around the world.
All of a sudden one day he came home and said, I need a note. I'm not going to school tomorrow. And I was like, okay, you better have a reason.
He did. He and some buddies were joining the Army. Leslie had the normal mom reservations about her child going in the military and the potential risk involved. But it was the mid-90s, and the world was relatively quiet at the time.
He says, well, I got a great job, Dad. I said, really? He said, it's putting out sensors and listening devices behind enemy lines.
James's Army career took off, initially in intelligence, jumping to air assault. Then, as his dad puts it, that wasn't exciting enough. He wanted to fly. By then, the world was not so quiet anymore. James, call sign Blackjack 31, was on his second tour in Afghanistan on March 16, 2013, and in a routine live-fire exercise in Kandahar, Afghanistan.
Lieutenant Cole was in charge of the bird. The fuel pump failed. He did everything he could do, and then he said, we're going in.
It happened to be a Saturday. We were home, and I saw 2 uniforms get out of the car, parked in front of a neighbor's house. All I could say was no.
Chief Warrant Officer 3 James Groves III, their son, a husband, a father, was gone.
My son did more than all of us. Much better man than I.
We have met a lot of the guys that have served with him over the years. All of them tell us what an outstanding officer and young man he was.
His parents are ensuring his name will not be forgotten, spending every second honoring their son and every other son and daughter that paid the ultimate sacrifice. 40-hour work weeks are the norm for this retired couple, but it is time well spent.
We're thankful for all.
Yeah, not just our son.
What we have to do for them is say their name so they're never forgotten.
James is buried in Arlington Cemetery. However, Jim and Leslie say they often walk the National Cemetery grounds at the Dayton VA for comfort, saying the names etched onto every gravestone so that they will never be forgotten.